Hello again everybody, Migueltio, the North Country Latino. We're live here today to work on my sneakers. As anybody's seen in the past pictures and stuff, I love to paint my sneakers. I've seen people do it online with different things, mostly those flat either skateboard or platform sneakers. And think about those, if you're going to use them for that, that's great. But to walk or run long distance, you need a little more support. And of course, anything that's got any great color scheme is usually good over $100. Alright? You're going to pay over $100 for a good pair of sneakers that's got something really cool on it. So, what I like to do is buy a plain, close to white pair that I can, and do it myself. With all these awesome fabric markers and things, fabric paint markers, mind you, you can really make a cool setup on your sneakers. And I've had a couple pair where I have brought out the barrio and salsa music and all that kind of thing, barrio of New York and everything. And this one here, you can see the skyline, faded flag, Nueva York, and right here I wrote out barrio over here and had that all down along here in the skyline. And these are ready to go, folks. They started to wear out their welcome, so I got a new pair. And a friend of mine said, well, he's done a barrio and boricua and salsa and all the last couple times, do something different. So I have started something different, and I'm going to take you through it. This pair, the end is already silver, so I started with New York City, and you can see the YC right there. And I'm going to take you through the rest of the things of what I do. On this episode, we'll do some really cool sneaker art. Now here I've got this really cool long section all the way from the back up front. You have to really watch with what you're going to do with your sneakers, because if you have a lot of ridges and things that have bumps or stitches, you have to work with those as opposed to, the skate shoes and everything are more smooth all the way across. The regular sneakers tend not to be, so you have to kind of have a plan that goes along with all your different ridges and bumps and stitches and everything. So I've got this subway train started here because I love New York subways. I think they're the coolest subway line in the whole world, and they're for the people, they're for the whole city. Some subway lines in a lot of cities are more for the tourists, they go here, they go there. The New York subway goes all over the place, and it's a lot more awesome than the subway than it used to be. And so I got the subway train started. There's that one. Got the light in the tunnel and everything. Now we're going to do one on the other side. The thing you got to watch for with sneakers is that they're not even always the same on opposite sides of the sneaker. Where the stitching falls on one side with the same basic diagram plan by the makers, it may not go exactly the same way. This stitching does not lead for as long a train as the other until it hits the bottom section here. So you may have to just allow for that. You just never know. You just go with what you got. You just got to examine it. See here, like in solidifying the tunnel, I had to add a little more black right above the train than I did on the other side, just because the stitching wasn't the same. The stitching on the other side went right to the top of the tunnel where this black stripe was already there by the company. But it didn't happen with this one. Just gotta watch that stuff, and it's no big deal, just to allow for a little more paint. There, that train's done. Better get your Metro cards out to wear this sneaker. Goes all the way around to the other side. And there goes the other train. Connects right in the back. Now we're going to do the front. Do a little Brooklyn Bridge action here. I don't know of a better icon in New York that I could put in this section than the Brooklyn Bridge. You got the sides for the cables. The front for that cool facade with the, I would call it kind of like the church-like openings, and got that the traffic and the people go through. You'll see. This was cool because the stitching in the little tiny holes just helped line it up really awesome. I love a lot of the bridges in New York. Of course, the George Washington Bridge and the Heights, they all have their own distinct flavor and shape and everything, but I couldn't quite do the Washington Bridge on this one. And of course there's the Queensboro Bridge, 69th Street and all that stuff. The Brooklyn Bridge, to me, has got the most distinct facade of them all. Over in this side section, they got a little facade started. And we're going to add some cable. Opposite side. There we go. Now the front part. Instead of New Balance, I like to call this New Brooklyn. Shorthand for Brooklyn, of course. I think this one turned out better than the other sneaker, to tell you the truth. Some people go BKLYN, some people go BR, whatever. New Brooklyn gear. Instead of New Balance gear. Oh well. I was thinking of doing a skyline kind of thing towards the bottom of it, like I did with the old sneaker. But the thing is, this is all smooth area down in here. So with this one, I'm thinking maybe I could do it like in here at the bottom of the front, because that's all smooth. The rest of it's all ridge and it wouldn't work out too well. But maybe right in here. We'll see. Looks like it just might work. Now, like I said, you don't have to be the same on both sides. Well, that worked, didn't it? Worked great on that side too, didn't it? And then we got the awesome bridge in the back. Worked out pretty good too. Now the last thing I'm going to try, and this is going to be a try this, is these two little sections here on the back of each shoe. I'm going to try a little image of the Venezuelan flag. We'll see what happens. See if it'll work or not. And there we have the 7 stars. The Venezuelan flag, it did work out. And our train, NYC. New Brooklyn gear. A totally new shoe. And I hope you've enjoyed seeing this little process. This is Migueltio, the Latino, saying, hey, a big shout out to friends in New York. My friend Hillary from Clinton, New York, who ran across the Brooklyn Bridge this summer, taking her son to a Broadway camp. Really talented kid. And she went jogging one day, ran across the Brooklyn Bridge and back. First time she'd ever got a chance to do it. And all my New York friends who live there, who go across the Brooklyn Bridge, and any of the bridges, through any of the tunnels, and any of the buses and subways, every day to work. And a big shout out to my favorite art teachers, Mrs. Vanilla and Miss Homewood, South Louis. Maybe you guys ought to do a project like this. Everybody get a pair of shoes, get a bunch of fabric paint pens from, well, your local place, wherever you want to go, whether it be Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and see who can have a awesome time. You've heard of pimping a ride? You can pimp your rock, or your run for that matter. Well, folks, great time for back to school. Get a cheaper pair of shoes and do them up yourself. You don't have to get the $125 you know what. This is Migueltio, North Korean Latino saying, muy buena noche.